Well, I'm glad. I'm glad it's still okay. Love DJ not knowing what a face mask is, though. I've made a few soups like that. We're like, it's okay. We'll just kind of dilute it with bread. I don't know how else to put it. DJ, you and your wrecked nails. I am excited. I hope for Thanksgiving we can. Did I forget his ear? I forgot his ear. Sorry, DJ. Here's your ear. Well, I'm glad that it's okay. I didn't eat any breakfast. Ugh. Oh, random thing about that guy who was angry about. They're not angry at the low number of white people in the comic. He also was even going on about the fact, like, and he noticed, like, oh wow, that not a lot of people have straight hair. I'm like, no, like, no. Again, the mixing. There's gonna be some hair texture hanging out in here. That's how that works. I was like, well, you don't like it. I was like, what about? It's like, well, you don't like that and stuff. And like, he was sort of like hair. I'm like, wow, dude was finding all the reasons to be mad at this comic book that is clearly not for him. And judging from a quick poke at his profile, his Facebook profile, I think he would also be really mad when he realizes that it's BL. It's like, I don't think he likes the gays either, dude. I don't think he likes them. Fine by me. Um, don't like that. It's like, yeah, I think that probably would have also made him blow a head gasket if he'd realized what that was. I don't know. I think he was. It almost felt like he was feeling threatened by it, and it's like, dude, no. Why are you so threatened? Like, it's not gonna hurt you. So I'm always that is also just been a thing. Like, why are people so freaked out by that idea? Also, I'm here going, don't you have anything better to do? Like, like, buddy, not every piece of media that exists has to be for you specifically to enjoy. I can't help but think it's like you're one of those guys that's mad that she won in the movie Prey, isn't it? And then you're also equally pissed off when I point out that essentially the movie Alien's the same thing, but it's a white lady and who defeats the alien. And yeah, every time I would get guys complaining about that. I'm like, so it's like, oh, so you said the same thing about the movie Alien, right? He's like, what? No, and they go on about like Ripley's so cool and stuff. I'm like, uh-huh. Yee. He sounds like one of those guys too. Oh well. Oh well. They're dying out, luckily. It's like, cause my posts was I talk about the comic with my friends, and the post is public, so I guess that is the danger is that someone will comment and you know someone comments and it's like probably a friend of a friend sort of thing. One of those 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon situations. But oh well. Yeah, he was trying to remember the term he used. He's very angry when he learned DJ is not white. It's like, no, he's not. Mostly? Yes. He also, it's like he's probably one of those guys who get a DNA test done, and if he finds out he's any bit Scandinavian or whatever, it's like, I have Viking blood. Like, no, you don't. Who would get mad when they point out the fact that Viking was a job. It's like that's like, oh yeah, Viking's not an ethnicity. Viking is a job. There was actually the word Viking is actually a verb. Yeah, he was like, no, you're not a Viking. Viking is a job. And typically, really, most Vikings were just rich or just like more wealthy farmers who would they were wealthy landowners. Typically, they wouldn't do the farming. They had thralls. They had slaves to do that for them, and they would say, they would go a Viking is what the term was. Go a Viking. That's literally what it was. There's an ing on the end of that word. It's a verb. It's like farming. Like, and they would say, and that was the actual phrase, go a Viking, which was basically translates to, I'm going to go over there and loot and pillage and bring back stuff. And go loot and pillage. That's one of those, like, I'm very confused how people, though, can get they're very emotionally invested in that thing, and then they don't bother to learn anything about it. They don't learn anything about it. It's like they're so invested. It's like, oh, and then half the time people are like, oh, I found out some of my ancestors were Vikings. Like, oh, well, I'm like, oh, here's some historical context for you. They're like, no, no, no. And then, like, literally, it's like, you could almost cut away and go back and they're dressed like they're from the TV show. I'm like, no. No. If we were to travel back in time, they would be horrified. Like, your ancestors would wonder, what the hell happened to you, you poor thing? Take a bath. They'd want you to take a bath, for one, and comb your hair. And they would get rid of those disgusting clothes. Why are you wearing leather pants? Like, what are you? It's like, what are you? Some sort of barbarian? Get those off. Get out of those. That would be a fun skit to do. Someone. It's not even half the times I have anti-intellectualism. It's just, it's anti-reading a fucking book. Read a book, people. Vikings verb. Although, yeah, it's like books are cool. So I did have one guy who's being a particular asshole of me about about stuff. Um, maybe I don't know, but there's a number. I'll even put like nice YouTube videos, very entertaining, not even boring, really entertaining documentaries, like actually fun documentaries that teach you the truth about Vikings and stuff. And they're like, ew, no. They're like, no. They're like, no, I'll watch that. Like, no, I'm not gonna watch that. That's like 10 minutes long. We can watch a whole episode of Vikings. That's like an hour, isn't it? That's true. It's true. I do the same thing. You put the movie in your head. I feel bad for them. It's like, no, how do you consume media? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Visual overlay. Yes. Like, how do you consume media if you can't do that? Yeah. Well, it's more just the whole basic thing. Yeah, well, yeah, you're not basing like your entire personality around it at this point. So I know some people who've done that. Like you're not basing your entire personality around it. And it's like, oh damn, it's like, oh no. Yeah. Oh, there's lots of cool stuff. There's lots of hilarious stuff too. History can be horrifying, but also really fun and interesting. And and most of the half the time it's just like it's even me just trying to like Vikings didn't even like here's a picture or like oh here or I'll be like hey I have a friend who makes authentic Viking stuff using traditional techniques and materials and everything. Would you like to see some of the men's outfit that they just put together for a client? They just put together for someone. Like, oh, I would love to. And I show them the picture because as I try and put it that way, like, oh, it's exciting. Look, look, look. Here's this cool stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, all the decorations are based on the grave finds of a great chieftain, you know, and they're like, oh sweet, and like the weapons are authentic, you know, are based on these from a warrior's grave from here. Like they have all the references. So this is accurate, accurate, accurate. Here, look at it. And they're always like, what? I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like that doesn't look anything like the TV show. I don't like it. Like, but you said you want to learn more about Vikings. Like, no thank, like, no thank you. And then they just go back to the TV show. I'm like, oh god. The outfit looks really cool too. They look really cool. Like, I'm sorry they didn't. Like, I am so sorry they don't look like, you know, some. Oh crap! What did one of my friends who does reenactment? Like, I actually know someone who spends their summers at Bjorvikstead. They spend a season every year, like in I think it's Norway, where they have that fully reconstructed, perfectly accurate Viking era village, like Norse village, and it's beautiful. And like, oh, I want to go just wander around. Like, this is so cool. Like all the buildings, like, and the cool thing is they live there. They live there. Like they have a area where they can have their tech out and stuff, where you can have your phone and stuff. They carry their phone on them, but the rule is like, don't let anyone see it. Like, you go inside, you go to the back, basically. You go to a place where no one will see you if you have to send a text, but or if you can only have it out like if you're taking a picture for something, you know, a specific reason. Like, we've asked you to take pictures for social media, please. But otherwise, like, don't have your phone out. Like, you are, like, in character. You are doing your thing. Have to show these people. And they're like, yeah, they're always very enthusiastic about it. Anyway. And even, like, her family goes. Like, well, her husband doesn't do it, but she goes. And, he doesn't instruct. He just kind of is, like, background. He's like an NPC. He just kind of wanders around. He goes about his day in the clothes. And he's like, yeah, it's fun. He's like, it's like a camping. He's like, it's like a long camping type trip, and the pay is good. And their kids are there, and their kids are like, this is awesome! Because they get to, like, you know, play with swords and whatnot. So they, like, live there for like, weeks, and it's great. Well, see you later, Crowbar Scout. Yep, see you tomorrow. Good luck with the school lunch. Yeah, the kids love it. And, but anyway. I love showing people that, like, this is the thing what she does is so cool. She does spinning and dying and stuff. So she demonstrates that when she's there. And she's got oh goodness, extra good luck though, Crowbar's got us realize it's after Halloween. Those kids are gonna be wired. And probably cranky from no sleep. Good luck to you, Crowbar Scout. Dealing with the post-Halloween madness. I just realized. Oh no. It's like they don't wanna, but there are people who don't want to learn that. And she's like, we get so many people who come to the place because, you know, they're fans of the show, and they're like, no. Like, we have to disabuse them of this notion so fast. Like, no, you don't have Viking blood. You have Norse ancestry. She's like, that's what you have. You have Nordic ancestry, which is very nice. Good for you. As do I. That's why I'm here. I know G1 isn't here, but she's probably at Mass because it's like, I think yesterday was All Saints. Yes. Yeah, I know it's the Day of the Dead. Oh yeah, it's All Souls Day. Mhm. I like that. That's a nice fold. I like that one. I like that. IP Crowburst. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Let me get rid of that line. This will be a lot fast. This will be. Ooh, this is such a nice new way to nice way to shade. I like it so much. Yeah, and it takes freaking ever, but it looks nice. Ugh. But I really like how it looks.